Do you call it the Michigan goal, lacrosse goal? What do you call that attempt you made the other day?
Is that something you ever worked on?
Something we mess around with occasionally, yeah.
So that's working on it.
Yeah, sure.
But that was your first attempt at an NHL game, right? Yeah.
You make sure we're not watching when you work on it, because I've never seen you try that.
No, I mean, we just pick up pucks on our stick all the time. It's a silly skill. Just kind of happened organically. Probably won't happen again.
But you saw in the moment, like how did it materialize in your head in that moment?
I mean, I had a little separation. Puck wasn't totally flat, so I figured I'd try it.
Do you
If the
feel
puck's not going in for you this year, do you attempt that move, do you think? I mean, is there a confidence that associates with that move?
No, I think it was just the way the situation presented itself.
It almost went in.
But it didn't.
Yeah.
You said the other night that if you feel you've arrived as a team in this league, then you're in trouble. Do you feel that way about yourself as personally as a player as well? That
Yeah, I think I've said that before. You've got to constantly be trying to improve, trying to get better. Can't be comfortable or okay with where you're at, because the game just getting faster and just players just getting more skilled. So.
Have you asked for more from the coaches, or have they asked more from you?
No, I mean, there hasn't been a specific conversation where they've asked for more, I guess. Yeah. I mean, they expect more from everyone. They expect everyone to want more from themselves. I think that's what's given us some success early in the year here. I mean, we're definitely better than game 19 than we were in game 1, so that's just the goal as individuals and as a team.
Earlier this year, I know I asked you a question about when you're on the power play and you got guys like Fox and Kreider and the way they can get a puck through, maybe not always net front, but they can get a puck through for a deflection. How much have you worked on angling stick, in off season and angling for deflections like that? Is that something you focused on at all?
Yeah, for a long time. Played with Cam Atkinson at BC. Talked a little bit about playing with Artie 5-on-5. I mean, he's an incredible player and scores a lot of goals, but he had his best year playing with Artie. Talked a little bit about just getting comfortable, or not comfortable, but getting used to getting yourself to spots and being ready for the puck when he didn't necessarily think he was going to get the puck. I mean, Artie's so good at hitting you with misdirection. There's a lot of times over the last few years where I'm kind of standing up straight, and all of a sudden it's right between my legs. Right. If I was ready for it, I probably had a better opportunity. So, I mean, he's hard to read. That's what makes him such a good player. And sometimes he's even hard to read for us. So, just constantly being ready when he has the puck. But that also applies to Ryan Strome, to Adam Fox, and to Mika. Those guys are so incredible at looking one way and putting the puck, on a tee right where you are. So, just trying to be ready when you don't necessarily think you're going to get it.
Is there also a skill, all those guys that you're on the power play with are righties, is there a skill associated with where they're shooting from, right side, left side, in terms of being ready and angling your stick?
I mean, I think playing together and practicing together, you get used to where you can set up for them in a way. But at the same time, even if in the number of times where I can't necessarily see the puck until it's on top of me because there's a few killers, maybe my own players in front of me in that lane, kind of taking away my line of sight, and it hits me right on the blades. So it might even be a little bit easier that they're all righties for me, but at the same time, like I said, just being ready when everyone on the ice doesn't necessarily think you're going to get the puck. That's usually when those guys are giving you the puck. So.
With that power play group, you guys have, for portions of at least the last 3 seasons, been together quite a bit. How much does that help the familiarity and just kind of understanding what each other wants to do in the power play situation?
I think it's the most important thing. I mean, you see the most successful power plays in the league are groups that have been together over a series of years, with ups and downs. There's that, like you said, familiarity, confidence that even if pucks aren't going in, that, hey, these are the things that we do well that give us success, so we stick with that process.
What, if anything, changes in your approach when you know the puck's been going in for you versus when it's going wide or it's not going, it's just not going? Anything change?
No. It's law of averages, right? So try to get to those spots. shoot pucks when you have the opportunity to. And I think that's something our entire team's doing well. Getting around the blue paint, getting pucks there, stopping on the posts, presenting ourselves. So, the process has got to stay the same regardless of what's happening.
The other day at practice, you must have tipped maybe 25 shots from Keandre. When did that start, that type of practice? Did that start long ago in college, or?
Yeah, I think that's something that we've always done here after practice. A lot of times you see the forwards go down one end, D go down to the other, and a handful of guys will go down with the D and just try to tip pucks. Just a skill that we work on, something that presents itself fairly often in the game. You're not always getting the opportunity to tip the puck, but just dragging your defender there, creating a little havoc in front of the net, allows that second layer to jump on the puck, and that's how you produce offense. It's hard to break down a team's defensive structure when they're set up in their own zone just from passing the puck. I know that's something that Artie and Strum are very capable of, and Foxy and a bunch of our guys, but some of these teams now, they defend so well that we see it going the other way too. It's difficult when you're shooting pucks at the net and you've got bodies there. It's hard to defend. You need to get under hands, box out, and then it's a lot easier for the offensive team to then recover the puck and attack again. That tends to be how you break down defensive structure. So I think for our entire team, that's kind of what we've been focusing on.
When did you talk to Cam about playing with Panarin? Was that before he got here, or was it more recently, like before this season? How'd that whole thing come about?
Yeah, it was a few years ago. I mean, I've seen him a bunch in the summers. He's around. Spent a little more time out in Ohio the last couple of years, but we were joking about how good Artie is, and he was saying a little bit how he had trouble at the end of one season when he started playing with him, just not always being ready for the puck, and all of a sudden, like I said, it was right there, and then kind of getting used to that. And over the last couple of years, like I said, there's definitely times where he's looking one way, everyone's looking the way he's looking, and all of a sudden he rolls it to his backhand and puts it right where my stick should have been. So just trying to be ready when not necessarily ready, if that makes any sense. He's the best in the world at that. It's the reason he's constantly opening lanes. And Mardika does it so well too. Foxy does it well. Stromer. It's just they're able to put the puck right on your tape, even if they're not looking at you. It's like a sixth sense. It's an incredible skill. So
is what's happening this year, the way it's going in, a culmination of just getting used to it for a couple of years? Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's only happened a couple times for Marty. I mean, you saw the play in the slot against the Islanders right on the power play, but I just think, like I said, the law of averages. Get there, present yourself, try to be ready. Even if it doesn't go in, there are second and third opportunities for us. So that's how we want to produce offense as a team.